You are sitting on his chest. His face is beaten, and he tells you, get off of him, get off of him, pulls you off of him. You go on the bed, roll off the bed, fall on your face, and that's where the nose and the lip get busted, and unresponsive.
Dead, is that what you're telling me?
Yes, sir, he's dead. He was found dead between his bed and the wall. And his face was, his right eye was pretty much swollen shut.
The man you see being interrogated is Michael Neely. Just one day ago, Michael was an officer performing his duties, but now he is a suspect under investigation for murder. Michael had been an officer for nearly a decade. So what did he do to end up in this situation? Turns out that just a day earlier, Michael and his chief of police, Lucky Miller, embarked on what would have been a routine trip, a professional journey to attend a law enforcement conference in Florida. But as they checked into their hotel, things started going south. Throughout the evening, the hotel staff received a series of noise complaints from their room. When security finally entered the room, what they found was a scene straight out of a nightmare. Michael sitting atop the lifeless body of his chief, Lucky Miller. A moment meant for professional growth had twisted into tragedy beyond comprehension.
How you doing, Mike?
Hello.
I'm Investigator Martinez. I think you've already met Mr. Tatum. Here's my card, sir. All right, Mike, before we begin, I'm going to advise you of your rights, all right?
Yeah.
So tell me, Mike, you guys flew out of Tulsa?
Oklahoma City.
Oklahoma City, okay. And to Pensacola?
Yep.
Was it a direct flight?
Nope.
All right. Where'd you guys stop?
Houston.
Houston. Was it a long layover or just a...
Short, pretty short.
What time did you guys get in?
I don't even remember. Afternoon sometime.
Did you guys get the run car?
Yes.
Okay. Enterprise or?
I think it was Enterprise.
Okay. All right, and then from there?
We got to the hotel and that's it.
You got to the hotel. Did you guys make any stops anywhere? Or?
Nope.
Any problems or anything going on? Like crowd, just normal dinner or what?
It's normal.
Any drinks there or just dining with?
A couple beers.
And I guess from where Krabs is to the hotel, just walked.
Yeah, it's not very far. Yeah, it's just right there.
Was it a early dinner, late dinner, or what?
Pretty early. It was, I don't even think it was dark yet.
And tell me what you guys did once you got back to the hotel.
That's about it. Just watched football game.
Any particular team, or just football in general?
That was a Dallas game starting.
It's clear Michael was downplaying just how much they drank that night. After settling into their hotel, the two men headed down to the restaurant to watch a football game. What started as a casual evening with beers quickly escalated to shots of vodka. By the time they made their way back to their room, both were severely intoxicated. However, at this moment, Michael isn't sure if Chief Lucky Miller is alive or not, but the way he's going to ask about that will leave you speechless. It's important to remember that as a former officer, Michael knows exactly how these situations play out. He's aware that every word, every move could seal his fate. Asking directly about his chief's condition could sound incriminating.
Nelson, somebody, I don't remember who.
All right. Do you remember hotel staff or hotel employee coming up and telling you guys to keep it down?
I don't remember that.
So what is the last thing you remember as far as that evening until the football game?
I mean, I know you're asking me questions, but can I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
Okay, homicide. Who is dead?
Dead.
Dead.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So we're trying to figure out what happened.
I guess I probably don't have anything else to say then. I've got nothing to say to you.
All right. Did you advise him what he was charged with?
No, Michael, you've been charged with second-degree murder.
Okay. I had no idea what I was being charged with.
Yeah, you're being charged with second-degree murder, and you're fixing to be booked in the Escambia County Jail with no bond. And we've already notified your wife
Okay.
and
The victim,
Yes.
I'm assuming.
yes.
Okay.
You have any questions for us?
I mean, I've got 1,000 of them, but I mean, really doesn't make it.
Well, I mean, sure it does. I mean, if you want to talk, we'll sit here and listen to you talk. I mean, we'd love to know what the heck happened. But I mean, that's up to you. I mean, we'll answer your questions, in return. So, well, I mean, do you want to continue to talk to us? If you do, then I mean, we'll tell you what happened.
I mean, I would love. I would like to know what happened. Because I'm telling you, I don't have any memory of any of this shit, and I'm shocked that it's dead. I mean, it's shocking. Tell you that. Maybe it could jog my memory. I have no idea. But I don't know.
Do you want to continue talking to us?
Yeah, I mean, I'll continue to talk. I'd like to know what happened. I mean, if you'll tell me what happened? That'd be great.
Well, we'll continue this interview with you. It's like I'm trying to get you to figure out what's the last thing you remember.
Mm-hmm.
And if the last thing you remember was watching football, do you remember drinking?
Yeah.
Okay. Were you drinking the vodka?
Yeah, I drank some vodka. Yeah.
And that's why I wanted to figure out if you stopped anywhere, because there was a bottle of vodka in the refrigerator. So,
Okay.
Like I said, we've all flown on airplanes, and we know you can't carry.
Yeah, that was before dinner. I think that was either before dinner or right after dinner. Bought that vodka. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, the first call came a little bit after 6, I believe. One of the guys at the room next to you didn't say you guys were arguing, just being loud, just laughing, yelling. Probably maintenance or security came up, knocked on your door, answered it. The guy said, "Can you guys keep it down? We got a noise complaint." He said, "Fine, we'll keep it down."
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the next noise complaint came out about 9 minutes till 10 in the evening. This one was from the other neighbor, because the one beside you, the first complainant, they moved his room because you guys were continuing just to be loud. This time he can't get anybody to come to the door. All he hears, he's knocking. He hears just grumbling, grunting. Uses his card to get in. Walks in, and you remember the room layout. There's 2 queen beds. He is on the ground between the bed and the wall. You are sitting on his chest. His face is beaten, and he tells you, "Get off of him, get off of him." Pulls you off of him. You go on the bed, roll off the bed, fall on your face, and that's where the nose and the lip get busted, and unresponsive.
As the officer described what happened that night, Michael sat still, showing almost no emotion. It was as if he didn't care or couldn't comprehend that a murder had taken place. This lack of expression left everyone wondering, what was he really thinking?
The statement that was given by the second noise complaint could hear a male saying, Mike, stop, and then it just went quiet.
Dead, is that what you're telling me?
Yes, sir, he's dead. He was found dead between his bed and the wall. And his face was, his right eye was pretty much swollen shut.
Does any of that jog your memory, Mike?
No, it doesn't.
Did you have any kind of animosity or anything like that towards?
Not at all. No.
For someone claiming to have no animosity, Michael appeared surprisingly callous. Even as the gruesome details were recounted, his expression didn't change. Not a wince, not a hint of remorse. With his background in law enforcement, you'd think he'd at least pretend to show guilt or concern, but he didn't even try. Even more unsettling was that he didn't ask for a lawyer. Did he believe he was untouchable? That his prior badge offered some unspoken protection? Or did he convince himself that somehow he wouldn't end up behind bars? His confidence, or perhaps his denial, was as baffling as his cold demeanor.
Have you ever had a violent outburst or anything like that before when you were drinking?
No.
Anybody ever told you that you got violent when you drank?
No. Yeah, I can't believe it.
There's a lot of people, like I said, commander down in your unit said you guys were practically brothers.
Yes.
You were too.
Huh.
Do you have any questions for us, Mike?
It's just unbelievable.
Did you make any phone calls? I mean,
I called my wife, earlier in the night. It's it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
Why do you say that?
I got no problem. I can't believe what you're telling me. It has happened. I can't believe it.
Well, this sucks for us just as much as it does for you. I mean, having to arrest a fellow officer, for something like this.
Is dead. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. Huh. And from what? What's he dead from?
Well, right now, like I said, we don't know until we have the autopsy.
Right. I'm feeling my hands. My hands don't feel anything. What's he dead from? I don't understand.
It appears that he's been beat to death by all indicators that we have at this time that we can physically see.
Right.
It gives the appearance that he's beat to death. His head is very swollen, like we said. His right eye is completely shut, and as he laid there, as time was going on, as we were getting the search warrants and everything together that we needed to do, bruises were starting to show up even more. You can't think of anything that would have triggered you to jump on?
Nothing. It's nothing. It's unbelievable.
Something happened at some point in time that triggered a reaction from you, and that's what we're just trying to figure out ourselves. We find out that you guys are down here for a damn homicide and crime scene class.
Yeah.
sitting down here by, it just throws all of us for a loop. It throws all your bosses and everything, your wives and everything else for a loop.
Yep. Got no problem. I don't. It's just unbelievable. I don't know.
At what point in the game do you remember?
And we went out to eat. We came back. It was a Dallas game. I don't even know what time it started. He kept wanting to go out. I just kept telling him I don't want to go out. You know, it's a bad idea. You shouldn't go out.
Where was he wanting to go?
In the bar. I don't know nowhere specific, you know.
Did he keep on about it and you got upset about that?
Well, he kept on about it, but I don't remember getting upset about it. You know, he kept on about it. It's like, it seemed later than it was, you know, it seemed late.
Yeah, it's time change, man. It messes everything up. It gets darker a whole lot quicker than it does. It seems later than it is.
Yep. And, you know, he kept wanting to go out. Let's go to the bar. When you go to the bar, I said, that's a bad idea. We shouldn't, you know, let's not do that. I wasn't pissed off.
Now, I remember you said that he got the bottle of vodka. Were you guys both drinking vodka, or just?
Yeah, I drank vodka with him, you know.
Because that way it'll be something the ME's office will need to know, especially when we do the toxicology.
It's unbelievable. I just cannot believe, can't believe it.
Slowly, bit by bit, Michael began to reveal details of what happened that night. Yet the most crucial parts of the story, the ones that would explain why Michael and Chief Miller would get into a deadly fight, still remained elusive.
And that's where we're at, because like I said, there's our department that's wanting to know what happened, and
right.
There's your department wanting to know what happened. And
I get you.
And at that time, like I said, we didn't know what your condition was, whether we were going to get answers or not. And then, like I said, there's more questions than answers. Anything else?
You got any questions for us, Mike, before we get you across the street?
No, I guess I'm getting booked into jail, and
yes, sir.
Okay.
Yep, we're going to get you booked in the jail and put in special housing over there so that you're not back there with the heads and stuff.
right.
And protective custody. You're not wanting to harm yourself or anything, are you?
No.
Okay. You don't take any kind of, you take asthma medication, right?
Yeah, I've got some inhalers.
Is that something that you have to have every day?
No, it's as needed. Usually, yeah, I take the one usually every day, but it's not. I don't know if it's doing any good or not. But one of them that I need sometimes.
Well, just make sure that you tell them that over there when that nurse is talking with you.
Mm-hmm.
That you tell them all that so that they can get that stuff for you.
Shit, man. I can't. I just can't believe it. It's unbelievable.
Well, that's what we're just trying to figure out. You know, I mean, things happen. Bad things happen.
Yep.
Sometimes, and there is no excuse for it, no reason why. We don't know. It's a moment in time where I guess you don't realize what's going on.
Maybe Michael's lack of emotion had a simple explanation. He knew, deep down, that he was going to jail. The reality of his fate had settled in long before the interrogation room or the trial, draining him of the will to fake remorse or guilt. During Neely's trial, forensic pathologist Dr. Aurelia Nicolescu painted a chilling picture of the brutal end to Chief Miller's life. He testified that Miller suffered at least 5 blunt force traumatic injuries to his head before his death. But it didn't stop there. Miller's body also showed clear signs of strangulation and smothering, with discoloration of his face, bleeding in his eyes, and severe damage to his neck muscles. Both men had been heavily intoxicated the night of the fatal altercation. Neely's blood alcohol level was a staggering .294, while Miller's was even higher at .334. Neely claimed he didn't remember what triggered the violent outburst that led him to beat his friend, his colleague, and his chief to death. He denied any prior motive or anger towards Miller. But the truth was clear. Something snapped inside Neely that night. Perhaps it was the alcohol, the heat of the moment, or a buried frustration he couldn't control. Whatever it was enough to push him to kill. And for that, Neely was sentenced to life in prison. Sadly, officers like Neely that betray their profession aren't that uncommon.
Can you please dispatch a unit out to my location? Come in reference to my wife. I left the location. I'm backing around on Carver Road now. I'll be back there in about 2 minutes. She's having suicidal thoughts. My kids are at home with her, so I'm trying to hurry up and get back there. I'm driving. She just said that she's been experiencing suicidal thoughts right now. She told me to take care of the boys. So I'm trying to hurry up and get back home just to make sure that nothing's going to happen to them.
Any weapons inside the house?
Just my service weapon.
The emergency call you're hearing is from Matthew Boynton, but he is far from a concerned partner. He is the man who callously took the life of his own wife. From the very beginning, the relationship between Matthew and Jessica Lester was bitter. Jessica had abandonment issues since childhood. Her relationship with her parents was strained, and as a result, she was desperate for love and acceptance. So naturally, when a handsome, popular boy like Matthew showed interest in her, she saw it as a chance at happiness, unaware of how Matthew would manipulate that vulnerability. At just 16, Jessica found herself pregnant, and the couple moved in together. That's when Matthew began to isolate her from her family. He started convincing her that they weren't truly connected by blood, deepening his control over her. Now, Matthew was also a police officer and was known for his rigid personality. But beneath the surface, there was an even darker side. In a desperate attempt to break free from his suffocating hold, Jessica had an affair. This affair led to another pregnancy, but Matthew, surprisingly, agreed to raise the child as his own, and the two married shortly after. However, the facade didn't last. Less than 6 months into their marriage, Matthew started his own affair, one he didn't even try to hide. The betrayal was undeniable, and soon after, Jessica found the strength to ask for a divorce. That night, after a particularly heated argument at a local store, the couple returned home. Less than 30 minutes later, a neighbor was shaken by the sound of gunshots. Rushing to her window, she saw Matthew leaving the house in a hurry. Now here's where things get interesting. Turns out that after a brief stop with a fellow officer, Matthew received a chilling text from his wife, allegedly saying she was planning to take her own life. Well, at least that's what Matthew claimed. Instead of being worried sick about his wife, he kept on messaging his girlfriend. However, after a while, he decided to call emergency services. Jessica was found inside a closet with several gunshot wounds to her head. But luckily, Jessica defied the odds and survived. What followed was a brief, half-hearted investigation filled with cover-ups. The investigation did little to challenge Matthew's version of events, and he walked away free. Meanwhile, Jessica, already shattered, lost custody of her sons, further victimized by a system that failed her. It might have ended there, and Matthew could have continued to live his life untouched by consequence. But fate had other plans. Matthew became involved with another woman, someone who would unknowingly stumble upon a piece of evidence that would unravel everything. While going through his things, she discovered a bag of Jessica's personal belongings, items that Matthew had sworn in a legal statement no longer existed.
What's that in reference to?
It's in reference to, you remember the statement you wrote me about Jessica saying you took items from the house?
Yeah, that computer. Yeah.
That's what it's going to be in reference to.
Okay.
So what's the time?
17:22.
How old are you, Matthew?
21.
What's your current address?
130 LeMay Road.
Spell that for me.
Loumee.
Is that Griffin?
Yes, man. It's County. 224.
All right. And what's the last grade you completed in school?
I graduated high school.
Okay.
College.
All right. What this is a Miranda waiver before we read to everybody before we talk to them. Let's just got today's date is 7/27 to 17. The time was 17:22. We're in CID. Your name is Matthew Boynton. You're age 21. You live at 130 LeMay Road, Griffin. You completed the 12th grade school. You have the right to remain silent. Do you understand that? Anything I say can be used against me in a court of law. Do you understand that? I have the right to talk to a lawyer and have him present with me while I'm being questioned. Do you understand that? If I cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent me before any question if I wish. Do you understand that? I can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. Do you understand that? It says I understand my rights, and having these rights in mind, I'm now willing to talk about items that belong to Jessica. I've not been threatened. I've not been promised anything. I've not been forced in any way to answer any questions or make any statements. Okay? If you want to talk to us, just sign right there.
Like I told her before, the only thing that we might have had would have been in that white trailer, and my stepdad has not mentioned anything else being in there. And we gave everything back that we had, because she had put some stuff in like it's like a little foot chase thing. You open it up, it's got 2 little boxes. I think we used to use it for like diapers and stuff now, but I mean, everything that she had that I knew of was gone. I got rid of everything I knew of.
You got rid of a house, so.
Either give it back to her or her family came back and got it. You know, like she had a big kitchen table and some other stuff that her Aunt Kathy and Uncle Tim come and got. Just different. I think my stepdad actually took a whole bunch of stuff over to her grandparents' house at 2464 East Milner in Pike.
So when did you move to LeMay Road?
That would be sometime in March.
March? Through the course of that move, did you find anything that belonged to her at that point?
No, because if I would have, I would have turned it over to her. Because I have no need to keep her stuff. The only thing I had at that point was that computer, and me and you had talked about that and gave it back to her. Because she could let her talk to Bird.
Okay.
When Matthew was confronted about having his wife's computer and other belongings, he flatly denied having any of Jessica's things, just as he had before. The only problem was that the officers weren't buying it anymore. This time, they knew the truth. They knew the drama he was weaving, the lies he was telling, and the deep hole of deceit he had dug for himself.
Do you recognize that bag?
Yeah, it's that bag that Jessica let me use to put all my gym stuff in when we used to be together.
Okay. So when's the last time you saw that bag?
It's been a long time. Like I said, when I used to work out at, there's 2 gyms in Thomaston. I don't remember the name of it. I used that one, and I had a gray Nike bag I used to work out in. So I interchanged my stuff like protein drinks, pants, shoes, whatever. I put it in that bag or my Nike bag.
So when's the last time you saw that bag?
I mean, it's been a while. I don't know an exact date. I don't know. And my stepdad, he had it in the white trailer, and that's been a while. And he brought it, but I haven't been through it or anything. He put it in my storage thing in my house, which is like when you pull in the driveway. Mm-hmm. It's a little storage thing on the right. You open the door and it's got all my stuff in there. I had to clean some of it out recently. That was tossed in there, but I mean, it's in there with a bunch of my stuff, like a brown tub I used to keep in my old patrol car with gym stuff.
Would that be the utility room or carport room at your new house?
Yeah, that's where I keep I keep stuff in that, and I keep stuff in like what's considered the office in the back of my house. I just toss it in the rest of my gym. But it's just old gym bag.
All right, Matthew. Look, let me see the photo. Let's see the photo. Known you a long time.
Yes, sir.
This bag, you saw it moving when you moved from your apartment to the main road.
I didn't know.
And your stepdad and Wendell saw it, and another female saw it. All right.
Okay.
At the house, in the apartments, yes or no? When you moved from the apartment.
When I moved, like I said, I had all my stuff in the white trailer.
Matthew, that's not what I'm asking you. When y'all were in the process of moving, and you moved into the house that you're at now, your residence, did you not see this bag?
Yes, sir. It was in my storage room in the garage.
All right. Now, why would I be holding a picture of this bag?
I guess because Jessica brought it into you.
Why would Jessica have it if you had it at your house?
I don't know. I guess somebody got it from my garage and my shed.
Who would have got it?
There's a couple of people.
Okay.
I don't know.
Matthew's excuses were weak, to say the least. He claimed he had no idea where the bag came from, suggesting, with a straight face, that maybe someone else must have put it there. Really? Isn't this excuse as old as time itself?
Inside that bag, there were numerous contents inside of it. And one of those is this right here. You know what this is?
It's like Jessica's old retainer thing that she had when we were together.
Right. The bag was completely filled with female clothes. And this is one photo of it. That's not yours.
No, not.
Right?
No, sir.
Okay. That's not yours.
No, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Who did that belong to?
This got Jessica's name on it, so it'd be Jessica's retainer thing.
If it was in this right here, where would that have been at?
I had all of her stuff in it.
What would it have been at?
It would have been in the garage thing, like I said.
Which is where?
Yes, Matthew, no matter how much you twist it, it was your house. The very house you claimed had nothing there belonging to Jessica.
Did you buy that for Jessica?
I don't recall. I don't think I did.
Because she
I
had
think her grandparents did.
because she had retainers before she met you, right? Before y'all got married, right?
I believe so.
So that would make it whose property?
Hers.
Not yours, right?
Right. Yes, sir.
Whose bag is that?
Jessica's.
And the contents in the bag?
And it's got all her stuff in it.
So why would you not have brought that to us when you saw the bag at moving?
Sarge, I promise I've not been through that bag. The last time I used that
Matthew,
bag was for the
I
gym.
didn't ask you that, Matthew. Listen to me, buddy. Whose
I
bag is this?
understand what you're saying. It's Jessica's. I should have brought it up here.
All things, and I don't know anything about your other issue, but all things involved in reference to this case, all the going around, the statement that you wrote, where's the statement at? The statement that you wrote. The same statement. I didn't read this. I don't know what the statement said. What did it say?
It's just very brief. I gave Jessica her property like I gave her a computer and everything.
Right. Matthew, a police officer.
Yes, sir. I understand.
You're a police officer, Matthew. You know we are held to a higher standard than anybody else.
I understand.
You know people don't expect us to make mistakes, and they don't realize we're human. I understand that. You understand that. You work out a lot, don't you? You stay in shape. You're in good shape, right?
Try to.
You have 2 bags. Did you swap your stuff in between, right?
Yeah, I don't have the other one anymore.
This would have been your only gym bag. So how would you not know the contents of the bag if this was your gym bag?
Like you said, I should have thought about it and brought it up here.
That's like having 2 cars.
Yes, sir.
If you use 2 cars and you get in the other one and it's out of gas, then you not know it's out of gas.
You're right.
Because you use 2 cars, right?
Yes, sir.
If you were using this, being slap full, when I say it was slap full, I mean it was, I want to say, just a guessing, probably 30 or 40 articles of clothing in it. I mean, it almost looked like when whoever packed this bag had packed this bag to move.
Yes, sir.
This says Matthew Boynton, January 9th, 2017. I was advised to complete a statement on previous date by Lieutenant Yancey. Jessica Lester Boynton's property was already previously returned to her by my stepdad, Charles McDaniel Jr. Shortly after Jessica got out of this hospital, remaining items such as Hope Chest clothing and other miscellaneous items returned to Jessica. I do not have any other items of Jessica's. This is Matthew Boynton. Is that your statement?
Yes, sir.
Was that Matthew?
That's Jessica's bag.
You understand you didn't buy that.
I understand.
That does not make it community property.
I understand.
That makes it her property.
Yes, sir.
So far, Matthew still seems to think he's going to walk away from all of this unscathed, as if it's just a matter of possession and some minor details to brush aside. But if he had any real experience from his job, experience he clearly doesn't seem to possess, he would know exactly what's about to happen. How can the bag be filled with Jessica's clothing if he was just using it as a gym bag?
The bag was turned into us. We have possession of the bag.
Yes, sir.
We have evidence that says it came out of your storage room. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
Is there anything you'd like to say?
No, sir. I said I was just done with my part of script.
Do you believe that statement to be accurate and true?
Not now.
Did you believe it then?
No, sir.
You need water or something, Matthew? You sure?
Yes, sir.
I got some right here.
Thank you.
Alright. I'll be right back.
Sorry, man. I go smoke a cigarette.
You're good.
Matthew, I'm walking around outside. Why would you say you didn't have the damn bag when you had it? You know you can't give a sworn statement and lie on it.
No, Sarge.
Why would you do that, Matthew? It was a bag, man. It wasn't. It's not like it was. Talk to me, man. I mean, help me understand.
Sergeant, I swear to God, I know it's hard to believe, but I didn't think about that bag. Otherwise, I wouldn't have. I said, hold on, little T. I got something, let me go get it. I swear I wouldn't have done that because I've got 2 kids, 3 and 1. I wouldn't jeopardize that over a bag. I'm telling you something, if I would have thought about it then, I would have said something.
But you knew you had the bag. Did you not know you had the bag?
I'm sorry, mine's right. I fucked up. I know I didn't. I should have turned it in, but not only because I'm a cop, because I should have, because it was Jessica. Even if she let me use it,
It was the right thing to do, man.
I'm clear. Yes, sir. Messed up and been in this position because of my kids.
But why didn't you turn the bag in when you damn moved?
I don't know what
Because
I was thinking. I don't know what I was thinking then.
Did you think you was gonna get in trouble if you turned it in late?
I guess. I don't know what I was going through in my mind.
For someone who is meant to uphold the law, Matthew sure didn't seem to care about the rules one bit. It's almost as if the very foundation of his job, honesty, integrity, and accountability, was something he conveniently set aside when it suited him.
What do you think should happen now?
I know that's probably going to happen.
No, that's not what I asked you. So what do you think should happen?
I just don't know where's my kids, man. My kids are fucking daddy's boys, man.
No, if you were in possession of something that belonged to her, you could have brought it to me. You know I'm going to do the right thing, you know I have to do the right thing. I would have took care of it. I would have gotten the bag back to her. But when you knew you had the bag and you didn't do anything about it, man, you put me in a situation where I don't have any other choice.
I'm clear. I'm clear. There's no excuse for it. Here. I know it's got that on there. I know. It's so hard, like, I love working here.
I know you do.
And I asked you, I was so scared to come to work every day.
Why?
Because every time I did, it was always 11:79 or 10:22 to 42 come up here. I mean, it's always something. I don't know, maybe I thought if I brought it up here I was going to get fired and whatever, man. I don't know. I'm so young and stupid.
But Matthew, you know doing the right thing regardless. It does. And when you found, even if you found the bag, you should have said, hey LT, hey SAR, hey whoever, I got something, man. Stop for a minute and talk to me.
I don't know what I was thinking then. I don't know if it's because I was scared. I mean, I told you, I come to work every day scared now. There's no excuse. I'm not trying to make one for myself. I know I'm obviously not employed anymore. It's just like, the only thing I can think about now is my kids, man. 'Cause my kids, especially, I took him in like he's my own. And I'm not setting a good example right now. Always trying to show my kids what's right.
But you know, when you swear an oath, we swear that we're going to uphold the law.
Yes, sir.
Regardless. And you know you can't lie. You can't lie in an investigation. You know that.
I don't know what I was thinking. Like I said, I don't know if I was scared or what. I don't know what was going through my mind then.
Does that make it right?
No, it doesn't. I know that. I know this is everything I've ever worked for, like, out the door. And this is gonna set me back if I get locked up for this. I'm gonna go down and see him every other weekend. She's not gonna take care of him like she's supposed to. Like, she's supposed to put him on her insurance. I had to do that.
But Matthew, if you did what you were supposed to do, we would not be here in this situation. You think I want to be here?
No, sir.
I would rather be anywhere else than be here.
Clear.
But if you had done what you were supposed to do, we would not even have to be having this conversation. You would have to worry about it. We have to do the right thing. We have to do what people say us to do. You know that. You know that, especially with me and Lieutenant Yancey. You've known us a long time.
Yeah. I don't want to lose the primary custody of my kids. Like, I know, I mean, no matter where I go now, I'm not really going to get a good job now, but like, the main focus is my kids, man.
Life is not over with. phone and your glasses. Get your stuff.
Can I get that flashlight and my stuff whenever y'all get a chance?
Matthew Boynton faced charges of 1 count of false statements and writings, as well as 1 count of violation of oath of office. He was taken to Spalding County Jail, but sadly remained safe from attempted murder charges. The silver lining in this case was that he was stripped of his title and job, ensuring he is no longer part of the police force. Cases like these highlight the challenges within the justice system, where accountability can sometimes fall short and public trust is put to the test. What are your thoughts on these cases? Share them in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.